All right, so Ethereum technical analysis, we'll go over here. Obviously, we have the vector candles, we have market cipher, and then we have the HSI, which is part of the harmonic pattern trading software, which you'll see I use all those as part of my trading strategy. This is not financial advice. It's just documenting my trading strategy. And if you find it useful, you can go to marketcipher.com or harmonictrader.com to get their indicators. The trading reality indicator is free. I have everything turned off but the vector candles, right? So I don't know why this guy is on there. I wanted to start with a clean chart, so we'll move it. All right. I think it's pretty important. Ethereum has not broken out of its all-time high like Bitcoin has. So I'm going to go from high to high. And interestingly enough, we have not broken out from that. All right. That's just a general trend. Once we break that, now we're going to really start to see if Ethereum's going to make a move here. And I'll get into the analysis too. What I'm seeing is, generally speaking, positive money flow. We've had obviously a pullback, and we're starting to be in a favorable position with the money continuing upwards. Problem is VWAP's starting to curl over a little bit. But the good news that I'm seeing here is, as long as this monthly candle can close bullish, we should get our 50 break on the HSI, which is a very good signal. And then if you look at Bitcoin dominance, that looks primed to come down, and the ETH BTC pair looks like it's ready to come up, which will be good for altcoins and good for Ethereum. Now, if you watch any of my videos, you know that higher time frame vector candles are important, so I'll mark this one out. Not ruling out a possibility of coming back to the 2,515 mark, recovering that vector candle, getting everybody bearish on it again, and then trying a breakout. And it would also go back to this, what was a resistance bar, that's kind of turned into a support bar. We obviously broke through that and then made a big move up again, but we had nice green vector candles coming out, and we recovered it. So we could have something like this exact thing play in. All right, we do not have a bearish signal here. We had a bearish signal here and a bearish signal here, as you can see. We do not have that on the monthly yet. So I'm not bearish on ETH, but this is an area that I could see them coming back to. I don't know when, but just something to mark out. So if we go to the 2-week, this resistance bar has been, broken through, back under, broken through. We've started to really create a range in here, is what I'm seeing. So, I mean, I could do something probably as simple as this just to make a range out of it. If you're looking at it as one big range, okay, it's kind of the range. And then here's a big deviation and accumulation underneath. All right. And as you can see, as we came down, that money flow came out hard. We went bearish, and then we've started to come back hard and straight up with that money flow again. Broke right through the 50. We may be coming down to back test this 50, or we might come down a little more and then start heading back up to go oversold. We'll have to wait and see. Nobody knows. But essentially, I'm seeing a big range here, deviations above and below, if we're really being honest, on the higher time frames. So you can see the blue vector candles are going to be like your reversal candles. So this one was pretty spot on with this blue reversal candle. Let's go to the weekly now. Weekly time frame. Now, top here on the weekly, HSI, yellow dot, big move down. HSI called the top on this one, moved down, and now we have an HSI arrow, bullish or bearish HSI arrow. We could be coming up to, let's just mark it out here, potentially. I don't have the magnet turned on anymore either, of course. Could be coming back to these two levels here. So that, just call it 4,000 to 4,100 mark. This is an area where they could come grab the liquidity, recover this vector candle, bring it back down, continue to make this range play out. They could bring all the way back down here to what was resistance that was back tested and now is more of a support bar, and would recover that vector candle. So essentially, trading in here is the middle of the range for me. Up here, because it's resistance, I'll put in a short position. with stops, obviously. So it would look something like this. First spot for my take profit would be this, and then my second take profit would be this. I do not have a harmonic pattern to utilize, but I'm utilizing the software on the HSI, market cipher, and the vector candles for that analysis. Vice versa, I am long ETH, and I'm long ETH from here on the higher time frame, obviously. So let's do something like that for now to make it easy. And I would take profit where we're at, essentially coming up to here, and then I would move my stops up. So I do something along the lines like this. Once we get there, move my stops up. I'll probably stay right underneath this bar. And if it breaks out, great. Trade's going to make even more money. If it doesn't and it comes back down here, it's still a profit. It was a profitable trade. That's how I'm going to play the higher time frame long that I'm currently in on ETH. So I'll get rid of that just so this chart stays nice and clean. 5-day time frame. Came down, got a little bearish here with the money flow, but VWAP's coming up nicely and money flow starting to curve to the upside. Almost got to the oversold and a sharp reversal. Now I need to see on the 5-day what this reaction is going to be off this HSI midline, the 50 marker. Because we do have bearish signs here with the red HSI arrow and the yellow dot. Obviously, we're getting a nice move up, but I already showed you in that short trade, we could be recovering this vector / wick, grab some of this liquidity, come back down. Something I'll have to analyze when we get there. So 3-day time frame, money flow curved nicely to the upside. Money flow is coming in strong following the VWAP, and we broke the HSI 50 midline. So that's where I'm saying we're probably coming up to recover the vector candle or that wick. Nothing saying we're not going to break out from it. So it's, kind of playing into why I'm long and why I'm staying long. The key idea is to take profit and then move your stops and treat it as a trade, not a hold until it washes itself out. So daily time frame, bearish bat pattern, kind of been flirting with this hop level / trend line. We did hit a T2 to T2 with the green HSI arrow, so that's good. What we could potentially see here, because we are very oversold on the daily, is a move up to this hop zone and then maybe come back down to this previous resistance, now support bar, and confirm that this move is going to possibly print a yellow dot. Could come lower and fill in this wick. Who knows? It's all stuff you have to see when it's going on. Just showing you what it could do. Come down to the target 1, which would play the bearish pattern out really nice, and then get a yellow dot and go back to the upside. Would be more bullish for me longer term of it breaking out. If we got something like that, than just coming right back up here. But we do have some signs showing that, it was ready for a move. We do not have a yellow dot on the daily, which is concerning. Money flow is technically diverging a little bit. It's not confirmed because we're still moving up, but it rolling over on the money flow doesn't look the best, especially being oversold. So I'm not ruling out a move to where we would do something potentially, and this is just me thinking out loud based on the indicators. Something potentially like this. Roll over, maybe test it, come back down, test that midline of the 50, somewhere in here, range a little, and then make an attempt to recover this and either break out and go higher, which would be my base case, or we could come up here, grab the liquidity, come down to target 1 or target 2, and then make another attempt. And if we did that, we would just be playing in this range. Not my number 1, but it's an option out there. So just something I'm planning on. And if we go down to our 4-hour, bearish pattern. Looks like we have that hop level right at that previous trend line from the all-time high to the previous high of the cycle. So that's interesting. But what I do see is the money flow is coming in very strong. So there is a possibility we blow right past this hop level and this resistance and come back up here and see if we can break through this zone. You have obviously the HSI yellow dot played out really nice here. HSI yellow dot played out really nice right here. So we blew through this HSI yellow dot. Money flow is saying it's super strong. We may have to come back up in here and see how it reacts then and what signals we're getting. But that money flow is strong on the 4 hour. So we'll go to the 50-minute. This is lower time frame. So I would say just looking at the 50-minute, as long as we're above this region here, we're looking good. Issue is we're continuing to go a little bit higher, which is it's not bad. But if you've noticed, we're starting to get some lower lows or lower highs in the HSI and higher highs in the price. So we're getting a little divergence here. But as long as this holds this little, consolidation range, because you had the breakout, back test, move up, come back down, strong HSI yellow dot right here, nice big move out there. And then you go back to that 4 hour. That 4 hour money flow is just straight up. So when the money flow's doing things, it's, not out of the realm. So looking at the 4 hour, maybe we can mark out this vector candle right here that you see and that wick on that 4 hour vector candle. And then we'll go back to the daily and we'll say that that's a potential area for a reversal. They come up here and grab that liquidity. They could bring it back down and retest the midline. So it's all speculative until you see things happen. I'm showing you the harmonic pattern software. Typically, what you're going to want to see, if we get a yellow dot or a red HSI arrow at this hop level and basically have a swing failure pattern, so we try to break the high and don't get it, with money flow decreasing and being oversold, then obviously to me that's telling me I need to do a short. And my first area I'd look for it to come back to would be this XA level. Pretty simple on how I'm using the harmonic pattern software with the vector candles, market cipher, and the HSI to formulate a trading strategy. Again, this is not financial advice. This is how I'm looking at the charts. Because we got some time, I'll go over here to, sorry, went the wrong way, ETH BTC. So this one has some of my previous TA on it. I tried to make the other ones clean with nothing on it. But we've had a bottoming structure with green HSI. We don't have a yellow dot. I have a trend line coming back here. That money flow is nicely moving up into the green. Looks like it's starting to come out a little bit. VWAP's below the 0 line. And we're retesting this 50 line soon. So we could come back and retest the trend line. We could get our retest of the 50 line. But as long as we're above the 50 line here, and specifically if we get a yellow dot in this region, I'm looking to even add more to my ETH position long. Because if we can get up above this, anytime that this has made this move up, we've had massive altcoin rallies, and ETH has outperformed Bitcoin on big moves for percentages. So I would rather be long in ETH right now because it's more beat down than Bitcoin. And I think this chart is explaining, if you look at it in the weekly, there is a massive bullish Gartley. So we have HSI dots or HSI arrows, 2 green arrows, 2 yellow dots. I showed you the daily and the money flow. Now we could be back testing this 50 and then coming up to this marker, but the hop zone's down here, so it could come down to here. That would be a big drop. But with all this bullish confirmations and this beautiful big bullish Gartley, I'm looking for this thing to break this resistance in the lower time frames and at least come to target 1, if not target 2. And if we do that, If we come to target 1, altcoins should absolutely be on a tear. And ETH will be getting probably stronger moves with higher percentage gains than Bitcoin in that scenario. Because Bitcoin dominance would, at that point, I would assume, be going down. Every time that this makes a nice little move upwards, Bitcoin dominance drops. So that's why I'm long on ETH. It doesn't mean Bitcoin's going to be super bearish. It just means it might consolidate or range. But based on this, and then like I said, beautiful pattern here, right? With the Gartley looking for T1. That's the harmonic trading strategy. We got our confirmations. Money flow's coming up. We're above the 50 line. Everything with the harmonics are in line. Market cipher is also kind of correlating it. We have VWAP pointing to the upward side. So then I went to the daily, like I just showed you, and I confirmed it. Money flow is doing exactly what I want to see. We're above the 50. All right. And we've kind of made this double bottom here. Now I'm looking for a yellow dot. That'd be great. But right here, you can see I have this altcoin bull run resistance, and it's a 1 month wick high. If we can break this, we are going to be rocking and rolling, I think, with Ethereum and the altcoins. So this, in confluence with the Ethereum TA I just did on the Ethereum USDT pair, is why, one, I believe altcoins are about to get a big rally. Also, why I think Ethereum's going to get better percentage gains on bullish movements than Bitcoin. And it's basically that time of the cycle. Bitcoin's led the way. I think you're going to start to see Ethereum and Solana's and all the top projects really make their moves and get some love. But there's nothing to say that, we can't come back and recover this vector down here and put in a bullish divergence and get a yellow dot. So we'll have to keep an eye on it. But this is my general thesis on Ethereum and also the Ethereum Bitcoin pair. So again, not financial advice. Check out Scott Carney, Harmonic Trader. If you want to get his software, if you want Market Cipher, you got to go to marketcipher.com. If you want to use just the vector candles, you can go to Trader Reality Main as the indicator and add it to your chart. I have everything else turned off but the vector candles. There's so much on that indicator that you can use if you want to. But I want to try to keep it simple, even though the charts get busy with things on them. I want to try to keep it as clean as possible with less things to mess up my train of thought. So really what I want to see is a move upwards here soon and get above this, what I'm calling the altcoin bull run resistance. As you can see, it was support, broke through, and once we came through, we back tested it, came down, back tested it, came down. So I'm looking for it to come up here and break through this. A lot of people are going to be real happy. Hopefully that's helpful. Again, not financial advice. This is just my trading strategies that I'm documenting and technical analysis on the charts. If it's helpful for you, give me a like on the old YouTube video. Thanks.